Yeah, so I would say our B2C approach is really to build a database of customers and understanding what the true end consumer really needs and wants, right? We're in the business of, providing solutions on the B2B side. So in order for us to provide the proper solutions, we need to make sure on the B2C side, we understand the customer. Whether it's crafting the right pre-rolls, whether it's crafting the perfect bong, the right accessory, understanding the direct-to-consumer aspect allows us to make sure that we're always putting out winning products, especially when we're merchandising the B2B stores and working with MSOs and merchandising all their convenience stores. We need to know what the end consumer really wants, right? On the B2B side, all that information that we've been able to gather and pull from selling to direct to consumers, we're able to leverage like, hey, this is what your customer wants. They want a glass tip on their blunt, or they want a ceramic tip, or they want a wood tip. It's allowing us to craft a better store and support our B2B customers, making sure that at the end of the day, they're actually selling into the market and not coming up with ideas that aren't gonna hit, right? Cannabis brands don't have the opportunity for, hey, let's try a new product, it doesn't hit, they could go out of business if that happens. So they all follow the same process, the same ideas, the same concepts. There's not really much opportunity for them to play around. On the other hand, we have the opportunity to play around, test the market, give them winning products all the time. We've also taken some of the winning objectives that come from the B2B side and also re-leveraged it on B2C as well too. So it's a very symbiotic relationship from both sides of the business, but at the end of the day, it allows us to give them the information that they need that they can't just get directly from a dispensary unless they own it.
So Hara Supply is like the largest manufacturer of cannabis cones in the world, right?
Yes.
How does
we produce over 3 billion cones actually, but yeah.
That's a lot of cones, yeah. How do you guys hold on to that position and then continue to grow?
Honestly, customer service, right? We're a solutions partner. So every single company we work with, we try to provide solutions that make sense for them. We've had cannabis brands and, we went to see their facilities, and going to their facilities, they were cutting the cone at the top. We're like, hey, stop doing that. Let us make you a cone that's exactly the same size you need. Stop wasting the time cutting these ends every time. So that's the type of solutions we want to be able to provide on the B2B side, and we'll be able to through Hara Supply. So that's one of the examples that we can do. And there's also others like, they're looking for a certain paper type, a certain tip. Those kind of things allow us to leverage, help them on the B2B front.
Is that kind of a common thing where you go into somebody's facility and you see some sort of really kind of a wacky part of the workflow?
Yeah, honestly, we've seen some pretty crazy concepts and ideas, but listen, the thing is, it works, right? Some of these guys are they're legacy brands, right? They were selling packs out the back. So now for them to actually have to use industrial machinery, from having to use packing equipment and having to seal things properly, they're learning just as much as we are. So when we go in and we, take these factory tours and see how they're packing it, understand, hey, you guys are doing, 1 million pre-roll cones a month with us. Why can't you do 2 million, 3 million? And for them to tell us, hey, our machine's down. It doesn't work half the time. All right, cool, let's help you there. How do we find the solution? We're always willing to do that for every single one of our clients, because if they're not growing, how are we expected to grow, right? We took on clients that, hey, if they weren't getting cones when they needed it and, immediately sometimes, they wouldn't be some of the top cannabis brands in the world today.
I wanted to talk about one of your consumer-facing brands, Hemper.
Yeah.
And you've been able to offer a lot of really unique products through your the cannabis subscription box. I'm just kind of wondering, and you've done partnerships with mainstream brands like Fred Segal, right? Do you think Hemper's brand could kind of help drive public acceptance for cannabis?
I 100% think we can. I think, the Fred Segal collab was probably the first attempts of us doing it. I'm super excited because we actually do have some collabs that are in the works that I really want to talk about so badly, but I can't yet. But I think in the near future, there's going to be some really dope collabs that people are going to be like, okay, we're just not a regular brand, right? We're helping merge cannabis and lifestyle all into one. And that's what we are. That's what we're trying to be. We're trying to be the mainstream brand for everyone to look at. We develop accessories that sell, right? That go into a store that people want to buy. We're not sitting there coming out with, the same beaker bong with just our logo slapped on it. No, we're literally coming out with novelty glass pieces that people love on a consistent basis every month. Customers love it, right? I personally love my piece, right? I love smoking out of it every day, right? So it just depends on everyone's vibe. I have a friend that has literally about 5 of our bongs at their house, And last month we just came out with the balloon dog bong, and I had someone come over and they're like, oh, can I hit this? I'm like, no, stop. That is art. Do not touch that one. So I get it. You know, me personally, some of them are art, some of them to smoke with, and makes me want to buy two so I can smoke one and keep the other one as art.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you stopping by.